everyone, it's Hannah and welcome back to the Corner of Craft podcast. This is episode 85, which is mad. And this episode of the Corner of Craft podcast is sponsored by Skillshare. Thanks, Skillshare. We'll chat about you in a little bit. We'll come back to you. Happy New Year to you all. I cannot believe that it's already 2022. I shut this door and then I left it and then I'll leave it ajar because then we might get a little bub sneaking in. I hope you're all well, that you had a lovely festive time, and Happy New Year to all of you. It's mad that it's already 2022. I don't, in my head, 2021 didn't exist. Anyone else feeling that way? Yeah, a little bit stressed. Time is passing too quickly. I don't know what to do with that information. But yes, I hope you're all well and enjoyed seeing family and friends if you could. If you couldn't, I hope they had a lovely time by yourself. And if you didn't, I'm very sorry. But hopefully this podcast can lift your spirits somewhat. Pop the kettle on. Come on, you can pause this, pop the kettle on. This is a knitting and crochet podcast. Like I've already said, my name is Hannah. I'm coming at you today from a very overcast, but not raining, Nottingham in England. Land of Robin Hood, if you will. And yeah, I dye yarn in colours inspired by Dungeons & Dragons under the name Chromatic Yarns, and I also beadweave stitch markers and sell those. My business name overall is The Corner of Craft, and it's lovely to have you here. Thanks for being here. It's grand. It's been a long time. I'm a bit out of practice. If you'd like to follow me on social media, please feel free. Links can all be found in the description box below, along with all the other information that I think you're going to need, like the podcast notes. Podcast notes are also in the description box below and in the top pinned comment. In the podcast notes, you will find information about everything that I talk about in here, unless I forget. If I forget, let me know. I'll add them in. Human. Very forgetful. It looks like half my face has darker makeup on. It does not. It does not. It's just how the light is hitting me. If I were to have it like this, then it would be better lighting. But you would also be able to see the mess that's happening. Although saying that, it's not actually that messy. It's just photographs. I'm not an interior designer. I'm not very good at interior design. But maybe that's something I can learn in 2022 with today's sponsor, Skillshare. A huge thank you to Skillshare for once again sponsoring this podcast, and thank you to those of you who have clicked the link in the top pinned comment and in the description box below and made Skillshare come back to me. It's lovely, it's amazing. Thank you so much. I truly do appreciate it. For those of you who are unaware, Skillshare is a fantastic online learning community for those of us who are of the creative persuasion. There are thousands of classes available online in a huge variety of topics. Topics that I personally favour are more lifestyle based, so I've been taking quite a lot of bullet journaling classes at the moment, but there are also great things if you want to either learn new hobbies or improve on skills that you've already got. So you could do wire wrapping. I got really hung up on wire wrapping in one of the podcasts, but there's also a whole host of knitting and crochet classes. Some of them walk you through the projects, some of them are just little snippets. There are classes for complete beginners up to intermediates, colour work, brioche, socks, whatever you want to learn. There is a class there on Skillshare for you. Like I say, there are classes at a range of skill level, so even if you're brand new, or if you've, done it for a while now and a bit of old hat at the whole thing, then you can filter your search by difficulty and find a class that's suitable for you. Like I said, I tend to favour the lifestyle classes, mainly because I have very time-consuming hobbies and also aspects of my job that are quite time-consuming. So I like to find lifestyle ones that help me find the balance between life and work a bit more, and also time management and things like that. But in 2021, I found that my business was feeling a bit stale and it was getting a bit repetitive, and I felt like I was just kind of churning stuff out for the sake of it, as opposed to feeling the passion behind it that I have felt before. That is why at the moment I'm midway through the class. It's a really long class. I'm partaking in the class Finding Fulfillment Using Pivots to Power Your Creative Career by the author, broadcaster and podcast host Emma Gannon, who, strangely enough, sounds a lot like one of my friends when she's talking. It's a little odd. I am finding it incredibly helpful and very eye-opening, which is why I'm taking it slowly, because it's a lot to take on board and to realise about the business side of life. I'm really hoping that that this class and some of the anecdotes that some of the other people who are offering. She interviews different people who are in different creative sectors. And yeah, I'm hoping that they either get me out of the creative slump or I can realise what kind of direction I want my business to go in 2022. Because, you know, change is as good as a rest. The fantastic thing about Skillshare classes is that it's a two-way conversation. You can submit projects, there are often assignments set, and you can have discussions with your fellow classmates under the video, and you can get feedback on the projects and assignments that you submit. And it's, yeah, like I say, it's a bit more of a two-way discussion as opposed to when you're just watching a video tutorial on the internet and then they don't respond when you have a question. Then you're just like, well, now I'm lost forever. It's much nicer. I'm just going to say it like that. Because Skillshare is built with learning specifically in mind, there are no adverts, so you won't be in mid-flow of learning about art journaling and all of a sudden an ad for toothpaste pops up and takes you out of that creative bubble. No ads. It's fantastic. I won't lie. There are new classes popping up all the time and there are live workshops and things like that, and it's amazing and you're never going to run out of stuff to learn. Skillshare have been so generous to offer the first 1,000 of my subscribers 1 month free trial. That's a whole month to Skillshare's premium membership. If you would like to snag your spot, click the link in the description box below or in the top pinned comment and yeah, claim your free month. But yes, thank you so much Skillshare for sponsoring this video. It truly means a lot to me, and let's get back to the podcast, shall we? So when I'm recording this, it's actually the 30th of December, so it's still Christmas. So I have my Frohe Weihnachten, Merry Christmas and Joyeux Noël mug that I got from Germany. I think my mum and dad bought it for me actually, but it's delightful and perfect just for a little cup of tea. The tea I am drinking today is actually from my Burn and Blend advent calendar, but it's rhubarb and custard, and it is a caffeine-free tea. It's a rooibos tea, and if you're in the UK or have ever tried rhubarb and custard sweets, that is what this tastes like. It's delightful. It's one of my mum's favourites. I'll pop a link in the description box if you're curious, because it's part of their regular line. Very tasty. I only made a little cup because I found with podcasting, I usually make a massive cup of tea. Then by the time I finish chatting, it's cold. So yeah, I made a little cup of tea, so hopefully I finish it and it won't be cold. That's the goal. I painted my nails this morning, so they're a bit smudged all over the place because apparently I've been a bit stressed out. So I've been biting my nails. So I've started to paint them again. So I've got very short nails. Sorry about it. Anyway, you're not here to see about my nails. You're here to listen to and to see what I've been knitting. And I actually have 2 finished objects for you, and I might have more, but I can't remember, but I have 2 at least, which is pretty cool. One of my finished objects is something that I was knitting for Mario for Christmas. If you watch Vlogmas, you would have already seen all of this. If you haven't watched Vlogmas, where have you been? I did Vlogmas. I uploaded for 25 days straight in December. It was madness. Madness. But I finished Mario's single malt sweater, and I'm just going to hold up and show you it. Jumper. It's already been worn a couple of times. This is a pattern by Maxim Cyr. It is a top-down raglan. It's got no shaping. I don't know if it was specifically designed for a man. I think it's probably unisex. But, because, oh no, that's intentional. That's literally a row of pearl bumps. I was like, there's a catch in it. We have cats. This was knit out of King Cole recycled forest aran in the colourway red bray wood, and yeah, it's technically an aran weight but is 300 meters per 100 grams. This took 3 balls of yarn. I knit Mario the 44-inch chest. I almost said bust. Nope, chest. And it's got a bit of positive ease and it fits him really well. And yeah, I managed to get gauge with the recommended needle size. It's blocked out and it has bloomed slightly and has softened up a lot. But this is a really great affordable commercial yarn. And I need to find the yarn band so I can tell you what it's made up of. It has wool in it. I'll find the yarn band, 1 second. I found the yarn band. So it is 35% wool, 20% acrylic, 20% polyamide and 25% viscose. And it's 328 yards or 300 meters in 100 grams. And it says that it's Aran weight, and I managed to get gauge. That's thinner than my DK weight yarn that I sell. Which is, I don't really understand how that works, but that's fine. It's machine washable, don't tumble dry, don't iron, don't triangle, steam clean, and pee in a circle. I don't know what the washing symbols mean. I know the basics. Red Bray wood, yes. And when I say that this is affordable, I'm not exaggerating. 3 balls of yarn. Now, I'm not going to say that yours is definitely going to take 3 balls. I bought 4 because the pattern said that it was about 12. It said it was about 1,080 meters it needed or something. But Mario's got gorilla arms, and I managed to knit this out of 3 balls of yarn, which is incredible. But people tend to go 10% over, don't they? It was £3.50 for 1 ball of yarn. That was from Knit Nottingham. They have an online shop as well. Everything's in the podcast notes. But this jumper cost me £10.50. Yes, maths. This jumper cost me £10.50. You could not buy this jumper for £10.50 in a shop. And I know it's the time that it takes and blah, blah, blah. But what I'm saying is, back in the day, knitting used to be done because it was cheaper than buying clothes. And like, you would darn socks, knit socks, because it was cheaper than buying socks. And then clothes got quite expensive. And also my taste in yarn got quite expensive. So the jumpers that I knit now are far more than I would ever pay in a shop. Maybe that says more about me than anything. I would rather spend money on yarn than on clothes. But this jumper, £10.50, yes please, I'll take 6. Because it is quite a thin Aran weight, it's not too heavy either, so it's not going to get too warm in it. It's quite good for layering. It will be good for markets. And it's not scratchy wool. Every so often as you're knitting it, you find a bit of, I don't know, is it plastic? Might not be. That is a bit scratchy. You know, like when you knit with actual wool, you find a bit of straw and you just pull it out and you're like, cute. This has the occasional bit of plastic that I pulled out, but like not too much. And it's just magnificent tweedy gorgeousness. I'm just going to hold it up to the camera so you can see it for yourself. Magnificent. I love it. And plus it fits me, so I will be able to steal it. I managed to get this knit and blocked and wrapped. Christmas Eve I wrapped it. Christmas Eve. I finished it maybe on the 20... I finished it I think on the Tuesday before Christmas. And then blocked it on the Wednesday. And yeah, the sleeves have flared out a little bit. He rolls stuff rolled up, so the sleeves have like compressed. I don't really know what I mean, but he rolls everything. Well, so do I. It's gorilla arms. You get into the habit of doing it because no sleeves are ever long enough. But they definitely were. But yeah, I love this jumper. It's great. It looks fantastic on him. And yeah, highly recommend it, especially out of this wool. It's unless you want a really thick jumper, in which case don't use this wool. But it's very affordable. So if you need to knit larger size, smaller size, whatever, it's a doable thing. Grace of Babbles Travelling Yarns bought a sweaters quantity for her husband, as in she was going to knit her husband the same jumper, and she bought 6 balls, and I don't know if she's going to need it, but he is a whole foot taller than Mario, and therefore actually has much longer arms. Even though I fondly refer to Mario as having gorilla arms. I did have to knit a whole extra inch on his arms for this jumper. Thanks, Mario. But even with the 6 balls of yarn, that is £7.50, £10.50, £21. That's not that bad. Like, I mean, it's not £10.50, but it's not that bad. Especially for a knit jumper with wool in. Anyway, that's enough of me promoting the yarn. The yarn that I'm not even selling and don't get paid for. It's really good though. Anyway, so that was for my first finished object. My second finished object, I speed knit some more Yedra mitts. I knit these last Christmas for one of my friends and had lost my fingerless mitts and then was helping Mario on a market and then thought, it's going to be cold as balls. So panic knit myself some Yedra mitts and then didn't wear them on the market, but have worn them since. So this is a pattern by Fiber Tales, and I'm not sure if, I don't know if it might only be on Ravelry now thinking about it. I'll link to her Instagram so you can see for yourself. But I bought this pattern last year and remember that they knit up so quickly. I knit these in a few days, maybe 3 days. It was amazing. I could have done that even quicker if I didn't keep stopping. So I might have to panic knit one of these for one of my friends because I'm seeing them soon and have not been organised with Christmas presents. This is knit out of some yarn that I got from Knit Crate. It is... can't remember what yarn it is, but it's from a Knit Crate that I did and it was in the colourway Mouse. And it's got alpaca in it. It's called Halo DK. And I can't remember what the brand of yarn is. But it's a little itchy on my wrists, won't lie, but it's very warm. Very warm. Because I lost my squirrel mitts. I don't know where they went. So that's a pattern that I test knit for Suzanne of Green Lambkin. So I need to actually buy that pattern because I've only knit them once. But they were also great cabled fingerless mitt. But yeah, I knit the thumb a bit longer and I knit the fingers a bit shorter because I've got quite small hands, which makes no sense. Makes no sense because I'm quite tall and have a big head. So to have small hands is quite out of proportion, but I do, and that's fine. Yedra mitts. So the fun part about down here, if you would have seen if you watched Vlogmas, but you just knit 2 stitches here, and then once you get up here, you unpick all of this, and then you pick it all back up again with a crochet hook. It's super cool. It's a really cool braid effect, and yeah, something a bit different. And they knit up so quickly. Great gift knit. I knit the small, extra small size, which look tiny, but fit my hand. I mean, they've stretched out in all fairness. I was going to say they were quite snug, but they have stretched out now. So I haven't blocked these. So it might be okay if I just knit another one of this size. I've got car journey down to my parents. I would have already been to my parents by the time you're watching this. COVID permitting, dear God. But yeah, unless our Prime Minister brings in any restrictions late, because he definitely should. Anyway, yes, I have a 3.5 hour car journey, so I can take these and I could knit them. They're quite easy to knit once you get into the groove of things. But yeah, that was my other finished object. 2 finished objects. What is this? It's not unusual for the Corner of Craft podcast. Not at all. Not at all. But now we're moving on to whips. I'm sorry. Didn't finish my goddamn jumper, did I? No, I didn't. But I did put it in a new project bag. So who's the real winner here? Me. I got a new project bag from Castleview Yarns. I had to. It's grumpy looking cats in Christmas garb. 'Tis the season for grumpy cats. Am I right? Yes, often. I love this. This one. Yeah, thanks, Jen. It's a gorgeous bag. And yeah, manages to fit my jumper in it. This is the medium size bag, so I dread to think what the large size is, but bigger than this apparently. What do I have in here? Needles and everything. So this is my trilogy jumper. This is a pattern by Annie Haas, who is This Bird Knits. And I've been knitting this for a really goddamn long time. But then I cast on Mario's jumper and that took priority because I needed that done by Christmas. Otherwise he was not going to get it for Christmas. And then I didn't even wear it on Christmas Day. Rude. But we have a body. I got distracted by the man walking past. We have a body. I cast off yesterday. Ta-da! I've just got 2 sleeves and a collar to knit. and then my slouchy fluffy jumper in all its gloriousness will be done. So the yarns that I am using are both chromatic yarns. The DK weight yarn is my Unarmored Defense colourway, and then the mohair is Reenie, which I need to rename, and I don't know what to rename it, so if anyone can recommend, that would be lovely. It was named after a Critical Role character, and yeah, it was part of the Knittical Role Yarn Club. But I really love the colourway, but want to take the names out of the yarns because legal. But yeah, it was going to be my really comfy slouchy autumn jumper. I cast it on in bloody September, and I still haven't sodding finished it. So the bottom rib is really interesting, and I'm imagining it's the same for the sleeves. Maybe the collar, I don't know, I haven't checked, but I'm guessing it's the same for the sleeves, at least. It's really different. So it's like you have a consistent knit and purl stitch, and then either side of the purl stitch is broken rib. It's really interesting. I need to weave the ends in on this because I'm behind. I'd woven in all the ends by the time I'd finished my other one, but I haven't done this one yet. So far I'm 3 balls of DK in and 2 balls of mohair in, and still have quite a lot of mohair left for the sleeve, so we shall see. I might have to dip into another ball, but we shall see. But yeah, I have the fun of picking up sleeves and knitting sleeves, so I'll probably take this down to Mum and Dad, and maybe by the time you see this I'll be done, who knows. The body doesn't look particularly long, but I followed directions and I think it's quite an oversized fit, so maybe the armhole comes a bit lower, so it is a bit shorter. I held it up and it looked okay, but it just feels a bit short. Oh well, it'll block out. Yeah. Ta-da! It's going to be really soft and really comfy and really slouchy for next autumn, because I didn't finish it for this year. Well, I can wear it through winter in all fairness, but we're only in January anyway. Yes, I have a little dragon, one of my dragon stitch markers marking the back here, and then I've got the Petite Knitter Progress Keeper that was marking my progress here. My tiny cat paw, I love it. But yeah, I'm really excited to get this done, and hopefully I'm going to. Just 2 sleeves to go, that's not that much, is it? No, not at all really. And that's a really fun, I won't lie, it did feel like the rib, I was knitting the rib forever. But it is a little bit also because I kept messing up, because I was watching Around the World in 80 Days with David Tennant, and 1, there was a lot going on in that, and 2, he's a very good looking man. He's a very good looking man, isn't he? So I was getting a little sidetracked from my knit 1 purl 3 or knit 3 purl 1. I couldn't quite keep track and had to unpick it quite a few times. But of course I only noticed that when I got to the end of the row, for God's sake. Anyway, he'll always be my doctor, as in Doctor Who. It will always be him. Always be him. Oh, why did I throw that over there and not put that back in the bag? That would be sensible. Next up, we have my Advent project, which is not a finished object. Living in my the little Blue Robin project bag, my Druid magic bag. I had to tuck in this because the cats kept playing with it, so it got tucked in. So I'm very behind on my Advent project for my own Advent calendar. Very behind. But once again, Marie's jumper took over my life. I even wound stuff up and took it to Manchester with me to knit it and was so prepared, and then I got quite behind. So I'm knitting the calico shawl, and I'm in 1 row in. I'm on day 7 of 24. One of these triangles takes you longer than you think, but I just need to, once again, need to pick it up and go with it. And yeah, oh no, that's the wrong side. I'll show you the wrong side. I even put a little Father Christmas on the right side so I knew what the right side was. But yeah, I'm using all my advent calendars from my Chromatic Yarns advent calendar, and yeah, it's going to knit up beautifully. I've just got quite a few to go. next year I'm going to make a sodding blanket, and I'm going to hold 2 strands together, and I'm going to copy what somebody else did this year, and they made hexagons and it looked glorious, and she tagged me every single day whenever she made a hexagon and they looked beautiful. And she had very little yarn left at the end, and now she's knitting socks with it, and she is the kind of organised person I strive to be in life, but I am not her. So yeah, I've still actually got a couple of rows left to go on this red colourway, and then I need to go in with the next colourway, but I can't remember what that is, so I will look it up and cake it up and try to be further along the next time. Now I'm looking at it on the camera, it's actually quite nice. I think I was feeling a bit like it's all different colours, everyone else's advent calendar is so nice, and I'd looked at my advent calendar too much by this point. I've looked at it too much, and therefore everyone else's is new and exciting, and I'm thinking that theirs is far nicer than mine, but actually mine is actually really nice. So I need to shut up, tiny head, and finish my thing. I think I've got this colourway and the next one left on this row, and then I get to go on the next row down. It's a triangular shawl, and yeah, it has 25 colourways in it, and it's a pattern by, I will look it up because I do not remember. It's the Calico Quilt Shawl, so I got the name wrong, and it's by Samantha Troyer. And she looks very happy holding it up in the snow. And it was the Advent MCal for 2018. So it's got very thorough, very clear instructions in it, because it was a mystery knit along, so nobody knew what they were knitting. And yeah, so far very well written. Not only are the instructions very clear, but there are also 2 other pages of instructions with it to explain the 2 different methods of attaching yarn, which is pretty cool. So that's my advent project. I have not cast on the Fiber Fox advent project yet, because I have too many other things going on and I'm too busy getting stressed out. Anyway, I also in my advent calendar included these little fellas. So if you got the Chromatic Yarns advent calendar, you would have these. I can't do all of them. They're fun D&D themed stitch markers from Yarnistry, exclusive to me. And yeah, we get a D20, we've got a little sword here, we've got a little tiny owl bear who's incredibly cute, a dragon and a goblin, and I just thought that would be very fun. You also got a pretty sweet set of dice, so D&D themed things are the best. I miss playing D&D so much. Hopefully soon, fingers crossed, we can get a game going again. But yes, that is everything that I have been working on and knitting. One of my resolutions for 2022 is to crochet more. So that is what I really want to do. I really want to make some crochet samples for shows that I'm doing this year. It's just finding time to do them. Because I love crocheting, I miss crochet. I haven't crocheted for so long that I don't know where my nice set of crochet hooks are. And that says a lot. So I need to find them out and then crochet more. Other than that, acquisitions, the only thing that I've acquired, I mean my Fiber Fox advent calendar, but I'm not showing you all of that because they're all in their bags. But also this bag, but I think that's actually it. Pretty sure that's all I have for acquisitions. And yeah. Just going to briefly move into shop news and then we'll chat life stuff. So, as of recording this, I have not actually announced it yet, but I accidentally launched it yesterday, which was the 29th. But I'm now like, I'm over a week in advance. But I have actually launched a Patreon for the Corner of Craft. I've had a few people through the years reaching out and asking different ways that they could support the channel. When I say that my channel, when my business was feeling a bit stale and get a bit stale, I wanted to bring some different elements into it and kind of pivot, referring back to the Skillshare, business in a slightly different direction. Last year, I tend to get like this at the new year. Last year, I kind of went gung-ho and was uploading 3 vlogs a day. Now, this was not sustainable, but I did it for a really long time. 3 vlogs a week. That was not sustainable. I did it for a really long time. But the money that I was getting back, I know that not everything's to do with money. I understand that, but time is valuable. And especially when the crafts that I do are quite, or the things that I sell are quite time consuming to do. If I'm taking my time away from bead weaving to spend 2 hours editing a video, I want to make sure that the money that I get from the video would equate to the stitch markers. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Anyway, it wasn't. The studio vlogs kind of fizzled out a little bit because, yeah, I had to weigh up my options. But a way around this, because I love making videos for you lot, and I don't like only doing one a month because that's not fun for anyone. The way that I'm going to get around this is I'm setting up a Patreon. At the moment, at time of recording, there are 2 tiers. We have the English breakfast tea tier, which is £3 a month, and that is just to support the channel. A huge thank you from me to you if you want that. And then we have the second tier, which is the biscuit brews, which is my usual tea of choice, and that is only £5 a month, and that will get you 4 extra videos a month. The goal at the and access to the Patreon feed. The goal at the moment is to post those Patreon exclusive videos on a Monday, and then you will get a normal YouTube video that everyone will see on a Friday. 1 video a month on YouTube for everyone to see, and then an extra one a week. No, 1 video a week. Yeah, and then an extra one a week on Patreon. That is the goal. That is what I'm aiming for. If at any point I find that it's unsustainable and not something I can do, then I'm happy to dip out and say that I tried, but I really actually want to give this a really good go. There has also been suggestions of a monthly knit night, which will be really fun, and that is something that I want to bring in the future. I just want to keep it as simple and as easy as possible to start with so I can stick with it, and then once it's established and I have my routine in place and I know what I'm doing week in and week out and I know that it's a sustainable thing, then I can bring in extra things and other tiers and whatnot, but start small. I tried to do a Patreon back in 2016. I apparently did a lot of posts because you can't just like close your page and start a brand new one. You have to delete your whole account, and I'm subscribed to people on Patreon, so I don't really want to do that. So I had to go through and like delete all my posts, which was really annoying because there were a lot of posts there. I apparently posted quite a lot. But I tried to do too much and it wasn't sustainable, and then it fizzled out. So starting small, starting achievable. Link will be in the description box if you're interested in joining. Absolutely no pressure at all if you don't want to or you can't. I will still be eternally grateful for having you here in the corner of craft. And yeah, zero judgment. It's a judgment-free zone. I just thought it'd be fun to try something a bit different for once. I don't know. Oh, it's awkward. It's awkward talking about things like that. It's like asking people for money. I'm British. We don't do that. Ooh. It makes me feel quite uncomfortable. I still got to record my Patreon announcement video, so I'll be doing that directly after recording this. I already feel uncomfortable. Life. Let's move on to life. Oh no, shop. I'm currently working on a yarn collection, the Resistances collection. After the success of Cold Resistance in my last shop update, I am going to be doing other Resistances. I have worked on 3 colourways at time of recording and hoping to have 6 in total. So I already had 1 and then I've got 3 more, so I've got 2 more to work on, and I know what they're going to be and what colours I'm going to use, and they're going to all be vaguely cohesive. I don't think I have the I haven't had the forethought to do a fade. Some of them will fade, hopefully, but yes, they're all a vaguely cohesive colour palette, and if you know me well, you will know the vague colour palette I will be going for. It's actually none of the colours that I am knitting with at the moment. Interesting. That should be coming out at the end of the month, along with some stitch markers for the shop. Please keep an eye on that. I will also be vending, it's now been announced, I will also be vending at East Anglia Yarn Festival, COVID permitting, at the end of March, the 26th and 27th of March, and that's in Norwich. I'll pop a link in the show notes to the Instagram and the website and everything, so you can see for yourself, get tickets, come see me, come see all of us. It's a brand new yarn show and I'm very excited, and I need to book my hotel because I haven't done that yet. Hopefully Mary will be with me as well, because he doesn't have a market that weekend, so it should work out well. Anyway, now let's move on to life stuff. Mario and I had a really lovely Christmas. It's been pretty chilled out so far. It's been delightful. We went to his mum's on Christmas Day for a few hours, and then, yeah, snuggled with the bubs. My sister cared for the cats whilst we were down at my parents'. And then they've been frantic with the Christmas tree. They chewed through the lights. The lights weren't on, thank God, but they chewed the lights enough to where they didn't work anymore, so we had to put on another set of lights. Very annoying. But yeah, the Bubs are very cute. They're their usual cute self. We had some friends over on the 28th to play some board games, which was really fun. The cats hated that because there were lots of people in the house. They didn't know what to do. But we had a lot of fun. Played a game called Mysterium, which was really good. Highly recommend, along with a few other games. And yeah, ate a lot of crisps, ate a lot of cheese. And it was nice to hang out with people. Oh, a cat. There's a cat outside sniffing in our bin. Nope, definitely not our cat. It's a black cat. It threw me off for half a second. Completely different face. Went down to my parents'. As I said, I have not yet gone down, but I will have been back by the time this is posted. I'm so distracted by that cat. But I'm imagining I'm going to have a grand time. Hopefully we can go. If not, then this is very outdated. But it's already going to have been recorded, so what are you going to do? Yeah, but hoping to see a few of my friends, and it's all very exciting. Other than that, everything's just a bit chill. Maria's business is still going very well. He has his first market of the year on the first Saturday in... No, well, it's technically the second Saturday in January. But there's not many markets on in January, so he needs to find some more wholesale and some more places he can hold pop-ups and stuff like that. But it did really well over Christmas. I'm really, really proud of him for taking the plunge and doing it, because I know that it can be nerve-wracking. And I like that he just went for it, and it seems to be paying off at the moment, so good on him. But yeah, he's there now mixing for New Year's Eve deliveries. Bless him. But we're hoping to go and see the new Spider-Man film on New Year's Eve, fingers crossed. I need to find out what time he thinks it's going to be done so I can book the cinema. And yeah, that's pretty much it, I feel. Thank you so much for watching this video. I truly hope that you enjoyed it. Don't forget to check out Skillshare. Get your 1 month free trial to their premium membership. Link description box below. Also pinned comment. Also show notes are there. For any more information, if you think you've missed anything, if I've missed anything, if anything was missed, show notes. If you'd like to follow me on social media, links can all be found in the description box below. I am particularly active on Instagram. And tea, I'll put what tea I'm drinking down there as well if you want. Sure, and the Patreon if you would like to join. I posted a video on Monday, forgot to say. Posted a video on Monday of the colourways that I had been working on. So if you want a sneak peek exclusive, that's where you can find them. Is that my usual sign off? Oh, leave a comment down below. Let me know how your new year was. We've done too much talking. Leave a comment down below. Let me know how your new year was. What you've been up to. Do you celebrate Christmas? Did you have a nice time? If you celebrate other religious holidays, did you have a nice time? If you celebrate nothing at all, did you have a nice time? Let me know how your end of December was. I'm nosy and want to hear from it. Did you manage to get your gift whips done? I'm invested. People haven't filled me in if they finished or not. They told me when they were working on them, but I haven't been told if they were finished. So fill me in, let me know. I'm being nosy, come on. We're just a couple of pals having a tea. Tell me what's happened. But yes, with all that being said, I'm going crackers. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it and enjoyed spending this time with you. And I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye.